channel. So today, I know I'm wearing the same clothes as the outfit in my last video, but when you feel like filming, you just gotta, bust it out. So today I'm going to be talking about the 2 car accidents I've had. I've had my license for less than a year. In Jersey, you have to be 17, so I got my license in October of 2019 at the end, and let's just say, I don't know why they necessarily trusted me on the road, but I could drive, just not sometimes, sometimes we slip up. So my first car accident happened in November 25th, like a week before Thanksgiving, okay, like literally a week, so, or a couple days. So yeah, it was then, and I was going to work, and I was allowed to use my mom's car to drive to work. So yeah, I was late because she wanted me to go get gas, and if you live in Jersey, the traffic just be booming for no reason. So there was a hell of traffic. I'm trying to get to work, there's traffic, so I finally get to work, and there's this lady, okay? So I have to go around her to get to my parking spot. So she is parked right here, and I'm trying to park back here, all right? So she starts to back out and go this way because she's going around this way, even though she could have gone that way, but whatever. So she comes around this way, right? So I'm waiting for her, but she's taking her sweet time. So I try to go around her. I'm thinking there's enough space, and probably there was, but I was a new driver. So I go around her, and of course, on the day that I'm late for work, I scrape her car just a little bit though. Like I heard that I was sitting there, and I heard the, and I was like, oh. But like I heard the scrape, right? But I was already late for work, and I didn't really care, to be honest with you. So I went and I parked the car, and then I was there, and I sat there for a little bit because I was frazzled. I was like, I don't know what to do, right? So she came and she knocked on the window. She was a Karen, okay, if you know what I'm talking about. So she knocked on the window. She's like, you just hit my car. And I was like, I know. I don't know what you're gonna do about that. And then she I don't remember everything she said, but basically she was like, well, I'm calling the police. And I was like, okay, great, I'm going to work. She was like, where are you going? Because I started walking away from her, and I told her to stop talking to me because she kept talking to me. She had her little daughter there too. I feel bad for her. Her daughter was like 8 years old, but she kept on talking to me, and I was like, I don't know you, please leave me alone. So I get to work, I don't tell my mother. That's the first place I messed up. So I go to the back of the work, I get my apron, and I start freaking out. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Should I tell my mom? Should I not tell my mom? Should I tell my mom? So like I start doing my job. I clock in, start doing my job. So around like 30 minutes goes by, and the police are there. So she knew where I worked, so she came to my job, and they talked to my manager. They were like, somebody in here, she came in, not the police, she came in, and she was like, one of your employees in my car, blah 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 blah. And she had a BMW, and it was new, but I don't care, a car is a car. So I understand why she would be upset, but like, you should have moved faster. And I hope she never comes back to my job ever again. But anyway, let me get to the point. So I go outside, I start crying, to be honest with you. I go out there, no, when I go out there, I'm strong. I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna let her, scare me, intimidate me, whatever. So I go outside. One of my coworkers, she was my mom at my job. She quit, unfortunately, but she was like my mom at my job. So she came with me outside, and I started being strong at first. So the cop started talking to me, and then I started crying. I started bawling, crying. He was like, license and registration and insurance, and I had the insurance and I have my license, but I did not know where the registration was. And of course, my mother does not keep it in the car. Of course, she keeps it in her purse. So I'm searching all through the car, looking for everything. I'm looking for any registration, because I'm over there, I'm crying, I'm sitting in the car. My coworker is outside my mom's car trying to come for me. I'm over there bawling, okay? So I don't find it because it's not in there, and eventually I had to call my mother. I'm on the phone. I didn't want to call her, but the police officer, my coworker, was like, you have to call your mom. So I call my mom. I tell her what happened. She is upset, but not that upset. She's more upset that I didn't tell her than upset that I scraped her car. And the scrape ain't even that big, but whatever. So yeah, I call, and yeah, she sends me a picture of the registration and everything. The cop processes it blah blah blah, and his name is Matthew Nolan. Yes, I remember his name. Can't say what township because y'all finna know where I work, but Matthew Nolan, yes, I remember you. Thank you for giving me a ticket. So he writes me a ticket. I was like, whoa, whoa, hold up, wait a minute. Like, I barely scratched this lady's car. She's fine, her daughter's fine, I'm fine, nobody was hurt or it's an issue. But he decides, and I feel like it was at the end of the month, and if you know, cops have to have a certain like quota to meet, okay? So he gave me a ticket for $85 for carelessness, right? So he gives me the ticket, I go back to work, I'm still frazzled, like I stopped crying though. I stopped crying and I finished up the night, but I was really, really, really upset. And all my coworkers, they were comforting me, but they were also making fun of me like I can't drive, and I think I'm a decent enough driver. So yeah, so I told my mom about the ticket eventually, and so she was upset, but she still let me drive her car because she was like, you know, you gotta get practice somehow. So yeah, that $85 ticket, it was gonna give me 2 points on my license if I just paid that. So I had to go to court, and at court, I fought it, and of course, for you to not get any points on your license, it's like they charge you $250, and that's just for the state, not the judge specifically, but for the state. So I ended up paying around $370, you know? That was beautiful. That was at least 80% of my check, and that all went to the state over something that wasn't even that serious. Like, she did not have to call the police. I barely scratched her car. It was not that deep, but of course she felt like she had to call the cops. So yeah, that's what happened with that. And $370 broker. Here I am. You know, I always be thinking about, what if that didn't happen? What if I waited a split second? What if I didn't go to get gas first? What if I did this? But you know, everything happens for a reason. So my other car accident happened in either March or April, but I'm gonna say April. So I sell clothes on Depop, if y'all don't know, okay? So somebody had bought an item, so I went to the post office to go drop it off. I drop it off, and then on the way back, they closed off some of the streets because they're doing construction on it. So since they're doing that, you know, I couldn't go down that normal street, so I decided to go a different route. And let me add, the only reason I went to that post office is the far one. I live really close to one, but I didn't go there because the lady there doesn't like me and she yelled at me, so I don't like that confrontation. So I was like, let me go to the one all the way across town. So I'm going that way, right? And then a FedEx truck is in front of me. And the FedEx truck is huge, okay? Obviously, y'all know the size of a FedEx truck. But it's taking up the majority of the road, but there's a little bit of room on the side. So of course, I'm impatient. I'm blasting music. I was listening to Doja Cat. I love her. So of course, I think I can make it around, right? So I try to go around, and I made it. Like, the left side was all good, but then the right side, I heard you know, a crash, like, type noise, and I was like, oh no. So my first instinct, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, my first instinct was to just drive away. Like, I was trying to drive, but like my car wasn't going. Like, it would go, but like not really, because the tire, I had hit something, and the tire had hit an axle or something, and it got knocked out of place. So when I tried to go, the tire wasn't even facing forward. It was like, and you could smell burnt rubber and everything. But thank God for this FedEx driver. He helped me. He got out his FedEx thingy and helped me. Like, he pushed my car as I drove to the side of the road, you know, and he was like, yeah, this happened to my car twice. It's gonna cost you like $500. And I was like, 500 what? $500. I was like, what if I had just been patient? That's where my mistakes come from. I'm not a patient driver. I'm not a patient person in general, but especially not a driver. So I waited there. My grandfather came. I called AAA. We towed my car. And then, yeah, I got it fixed the next day. And it wasn't $500. It was like $365. Still more money than I wanted to spend. But yeah, I got my car fixed. And now, I mean, she does have a little messed upness, but hey, she runs smooth. So that's all that matters to me. So yeah, those were my 2 car accidents. Hopefully I never get in. Well, they really weren't really car accidents. They were fender benders, or just like I literally sideswiped the car, and then the other one was all me. Like it was my fault. I couldn't be patient. So hopefully, I never get into any other accidents because I'm not trying to waste more money on this car. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Drive safely, drive responsibly, okay? And yeah, I will be trying to post every day. Subscribe if you want to. If you don't, hey, it is what it is. So yeah, thank you for watching this video.
Flow is so appalling. My phone off and she calling. I'm like, yeah, what it do?